Welcome to the To Your Success podcast, hosted by Krista Johnson and Elin Solheim. Each bi-weekly episode takes a deep dive into how success and freedom is created and how you can start living the life you truly want now. Krista was top CEO of international companies for more than 20 years. He's done business in most parts of the world. Now he is an international success mentor, helping people and organizations to be successful. Elin and Krista are partners in life and business. They truly live what they teach every day. They sail their beautiful 43-footer around the world while helping clients all over the world. They are proof that you can get all the freedom you've ever wanted. They truly live what they teach every single day.
Hello everyone, and warm welcome to the To Your Success podcast. I am mentor Krista Johnson, and with me today, as always,
I am Elin Solheim, your wife and business partner.
Good to see you again, Elin.
Good to see you too.
Thank you. That's nice of you. It's about 15 seconds since we saw each other, so
I think so.
it
You're on
felt
the
like
other side of the wall here.
It felt like more than 15 seconds, so maybe 16 seconds it felt.
Yeah,
like.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it felt...
Okay. Anyway, so if you, we are in Norway, and I had to put on one of my winter jackets on because it's pretty cold. You see, you have, I don't know what this, in Norwegian is called a shawl. I don't know what it's called in English. I don't know. Well, it's cold. It's raining outside, so it's time for us. I think this is the last podcast that we will record in Norway this year, and it's time for us to start sailing again. So we are traveling back in just a few days and getting back to the warm.
We do like the birds. We emigrate to the south.
Oh, that's a good picture. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so today's subject or theme is freedom versus stability. Do you really have to choose?
Was that a question, or should I answer it? No, I don't think you should have to choose.
No, you shouldn't have to. I think a lot of people actually agree on that we shouldn't have to choose, but a lot of people feel like that. So have you ever dreamt of quitting everything and moving to the beach? You have actually done it.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. Yeah. It was in the year 2000, so it's quite a while since now. But me and my ex-husband, we sold everything and just took our oldest daughter and traveled for a year. Just left everything.
And that is how you ended up in Malaysia and having good friends and having a place in Malaysia.
I've told that story earlier in this podcast. Yeah. So but you still have mortgage, you have everything, you have the responsibilities at home and everything, so
yeah, and it feels like it's like intriguing to think that thought. Oh, I wish I could just do that, and then reality kicks in, whatever reality is. I mean, we create our own reality, but the reality is house, it's a job, it is kids that have to go to the kindergarten, it is, as you said, we have bank loans, so we have to pay for that, and we have everything that we have to do, including the things that we think we have to do that we just keep on telling ourselves.
When we did that in the year 2000, we had so many people telling us that, oh, I wish I could have done the same.
Yeah.
And I was like, why can't you? If we can do it, you can do it. So,
the same thing happened with me when I left the corporate world and I ended my job, and I emailed to, like, I don't know how many it was, like 30-40 people that I worked with, that I'm leaving and I'm going to do this because I really want to do this. And I was afraid of the feedback when I did that, because I at that time I cared about what other people thought about me. I don't care that much now about that. But then, and what people said, oh, I wish I dared to do the same thing. I mean, I'm really proud of you. You're going to do great on this. You are great on this and all that. And you know, it is this inner tug of war where we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the freedom says, oh, there must be more to this. There must be more to this life. It cannot be only this. I mean, it's like I'm done with this project. I need space, right? And then stability said, be responsible, be reasonable, and not only stability, but I mean, like you experienced, uh, that a lot of people wish they could do the same thing, but then keep things safe, right?
Yeah, I think we can. I think we can relate to that even today between you and I when we travel back and forth to the Mediterranean to the boat and
Mm.
staying at home in our house, and now we're about to go back to the boat, and it's more like it's this scary feeling that we are moving again.
Yeah.
It's like, but then we really know that we have to do it because
Mm.
we like the stability here at home.
Mm-hmm.
We like the security that we have everything we need, and going in the boat and traveling at the same time as working, it's more uncertain, more scary. We don't have everything. We have to take things as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And there is a
so
risk too. We're going to cross some, not oceans, but we're going to have
ah,
some long
yeah,
passages.
yeah. But
Yeah.
so we also want both.
Yeah, except that when we know that we feel uncomfortable about it, we don't stop. We continue to
No.
go through because
Hmm.
and but then I made you uncomfortable because I mean you're a planner, you're more planner than me, and then I said, well, and we planned some of our seminars coming up next year.
Hmm.
And then I said, well, we cannot wait too long because we have to be at Gran Canaria in September because we're going to
Canary
cross the
Islands.
Atlantic.
Yeah. Mm.
And then you said, oh, that's soon. I said, yeah, that's the plan.
So I
So
told
we
my
have,
children today.
yeah, it is what it is. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is this inner tension is absolutely normal. We have it, you have it, everyone has it, and especially for high achievers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you feel that you have a lot, if you have a great career, if you have family, if you have your house, you have your car and all that, and you have this wonderful career like a lot of our clients have, and then you feel this really tug of war, and it's absolutely normal. And I mean, we have all felt it. I felt it strongly when I left the corporate world. I was so afraid that you had to sit next to me and hold my hand when I pushed enter on that send button when I sent my resignation. It was like giving up everything.
Mm-hmm.
And on one side it was, excuse my language, terribly shitty scary. On the other side it was really good,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the old me was still holding me back and the new me was just growing.
Mm. And you know that old, excuse my language too, old shit is scary.
Yeah,
That disappears.
it does. Because I understand fear. Every time I'm afraid of something, I have to do it immediately because I know the person I want to be. And the purpose of a goal is who you become on the way to the goal. It's not
Mm-hmm.
to get there. It is the journey that is the purpose. Um, and that person who I want to be is on the other side of that fear. Because fear is just an idea that my excuses have accepted, repeated again and again and again. Yeah, I still have things I'm afraid of. But I just don't accept it anymore. So it's. I mean, if you recognize the feeling, yeah, welcome to the club. That's
Yeah.
growth, right? Yeah, the feeling of the emotion of growth is fair, is uncomfortable, but at the same time, when you face it and you do it and you grow, you don't regret. And regret is a cost you pay the rest of your life, and then to do it is a cost now. And I always say that I much rather choose the cost now than regretting not
Yeah.
having done what I truly want
Definitely.
to do.
Definitely. So yeah.
You were
You
about to
start-
say something and then it disappeared.
I didn't disappear. I was just thinking about the reason why I wanted to travel the first year and sell everything. The
Yeah.
reason I wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just my thought were wandering a little bit. You can
Yeah.
say
So you want to share the
because
reason why you wanted
yeah,
that?
of course. But then there is always this kind of feeling that I don't want to miss out of things.
Yeah.
So I want to do it before it's too late.
Mm.
Always. And the feeling of wanting to travel. I was 26, 27 at the time. And I knew that working as a nurse, I knew that there are people that are not able to do things after they retire. And everybody is saying, when I retire, I will go traveling everywhere, all around the world, and do everything that I haven't done so far. And I will just keep on working until I'm 67 in Norway, or 70, and then I will travel. And I was thinking, why? Why can't I
Yeah.
travel now? I
Yeah.
wanted to do it now because I don't know what the situation will be like when I'm 70.
Yeah.
So let's just do it now. So that was actually the reason.
No,
I wanted to experience. I didn't want to miss out. It's my
you
fear
didn't
of
want to
missing
miss
out.
out. That's, I mean, and you have a very well developed FOMO instinct, right? Fear of missing
Yes, I
out.
have. Yeah.
Yes, you do. So,
Mhm.
and I don't care that much, and that is, we live with that. So, I mean, the
Live with
FOMO
that.
that you have a fear of missing out gives me a lot of very, very good experiences as well, because
Yeah.
otherwise I would have done other things. So, I really appreciate that.
Mm.
Hi, this is Christer. Thank you for watching and listening to our podcast. We really appreciate that. As you see, we love sharing how you can live the life you truly want, and we also love sharing how we live this every day. You know what changed my life is that I did one thing. I signed up for a strategy call with my first mentor. That was the one thing that changed my life. And that is why we offer you to do exactly the same thing with me and my team as well, because we know that that call, those 30 minutes can be the thing that changes your life. So if you go to our website, christerjohnson.com, up in the right corner, you will find a button to click on. Click on that button and book a strategy call with us. It might be the best thing you ever done to change your life. Have a wonderful day. And now, back to the podcast. The key message here is that wanting more freedom does not make you selfish.
No.
It makes you awake,
Mhm.
right? And Abraham Hicks has this wonderful sentence that I teach and tell all my clients: I am so selfish because I love you so much.
Mhm.
And it is a key principle. It's a key principle in relationships, like our relationship. I mean, we want the other one to be selfish to become a better version of themselves, because the more you are of yourself, I want Elin to grow. I was so proud of her when she signed up for her new mentor, right? I was so proud of her because for me, I know that when she grows, she will become more happy, and that makes me more happy.
And you often talk about this when it comes to relationships between husband and wife, but this also is very true to the relationship children and parents.
Yeah, I mean, I have always seen my job as a dad to support my kids the best way. And that doesn't mean to always be friendly. It doesn't mean to be not nice, but it means to be firm and tell them what I think, not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear. And that's me as a mentor as well. And then I see them as wonderful eagles flying high on warm air, where everything is just effortless and they just fly there. And of course they don't live up in the air, but I mean, I want them to go as far as they want to go and see no limitations except themselves. And whatever that goal is, if that is to have a wonderful family, to have a great international career, whatever it is, right? But I just see that. And the kids are not made for me. I am made for them, right? When they chose me as dad, it was because I should help them and support them, right? So it's important, right? And as you said, great relationships are created when we let the other person grow, because that feels good. So the freedom and stability are actually, they are not opposites at all. I think they are correlated at all. Freedom does not mean to quitting your job and starting over. You know, it can look like saying no to what drains you. It's owning your calendar, making aligned choices. Freedom can be quiet, intentional, gradual. And gradual is an important word here, because we create step by step by step by step. It is a step by step process. It's a progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. Earl Nightingale said that. That is success. And I mean, when if we go back to our time in Malaysia, when just before we got married, we didn't know we should have a podcast.
No, we didn't.
No, I don't think
And
the book was
I
published.
would have laughed if you told me that. I didn't even know what a podcast was.
No, no.
No, but now I know.
So for me, the true freedom is to create a life that feels like you, like that. You create a life that feels like you, with the freedom to live it. That is true freedom. So and there are small steps. I often say that we can all become 1% better every day, and if we become 1% better every day, we become 1% closer to our goal. So it's a step by step by step. And if you do the math, if you have a calculator, try to do 1.01 in 365 and just do that math, and then you see the effect of its exponential effect is like boom, you become a totally different person. And you don't feel that in the moment. You have to look backwards to see how life has changed. And that's interesting. So I want you to, as a listener, I want you to think about, where do you feel boxed in? You know, where is life? Where does life frame you? Where you don't get the freedom? What kind of freedom do you actually want? We had
That's
that discussion,
important.
and I'm sure that our neighbors, they listen to our podcast as well. So we had that discussion with two of our neighbors. We had a sushi dinner with them a couple of days ago. And we discussed freedom, and they are very reflected, spiritual, wonderful. One is an author, and I said, I want emotional freedom. Above all, I want emotional freedom. And what is that? For me, it is effortless. It is where everything flows. And the feeling of love is effortless. When you are in love, it's just this no resistance. And that is, and that's one of my goals. I mean, you know that, Elin, that I work on my mindset a lot. And I have two of my goals is that this year I shall be 10 times more grateful than I was in 2024, and I shall be 10 times more happy than I was in 2024. And I told that to our neighbors, and then you said, it really works.
Yeah,
It
it
really
does.
works. Yeah.
Yeah. You are more grateful and you are more happy. And it's difficult to measure it because you cannot measure happiness like or gratefulness, but the feeling that you give everybody else,
Yeah.
that's my way of measuring it. The feeling that you
Yeah.
give me,
Yeah.
I can
And,
feel
and
that
that's,
you are better.
yeah. For me, it is not being afraid. Taking care of my energy. I'm not so very good at that because I love my job and I love what we do. So it's easy to do a lot. Like yesterday, I just had to make a LinkedIn ad that is so good. But
Just
then
had to go out and
I
cut
just
the
had
lawn.
to, as a choleric. Um,
Yeah.
so what kind of freedom do you actually want? I want emotional freedom. And a lot of people want financial freedom. And we help a lot of people becoming financially free. And it can be the freedom to do whatever you want whenever you want. For me, effortless freedom is my thing. What it's like, that is what I want. Effortless freedom, meaning that I without hesitation, without any negative feeling, can do whatever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want, with whom I want. So that is. And then another reflection is, what I'm afraid would happen if I allowed myself more of it. What do you truly want, and what, as you said, when I left my job, what is the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually that's not so terrible.
We tend to make it much worse than it actually is, right?
Mm.
Our imagination is really good at creating these worst case scenarios. And then
Yes, it
I say,
is.
well, what we train is to be really good at creating images of our best case scenarios instead,
Yeah.
because they are so much more fun, right? So in the choice between thinking about everything that can go wrong or thinking about everything that can go right, I choose to think about everything that can go right.
Me too.
Yeah.
And that's the choice.
And that's a choice, like everything
Yes.
else. What you think affects what you feel affects your actions, and your actions create your life. Okay, so why don't you wrap this up, Elin?
Yeah, of course. I just think that you don't have to choose between freedom and stability. You can live a life that honors both.
Yeah. Yeah, and people is like very often is related to money, right? Financial freedom. What people don't get is that if you want to be financially free, and we teach financial freedom, that means that when you financially free means that you control your income as well. And that means that when you follow the law of compensation and you work with things you love and you're really good at it, right, and you want to develop all the time, well, then the financial freedom comes to you. So yeah.
So one way of starting to get the life in freedom is actually starting to have the morning routine, the freedom routine.
Yeah, the freedom morning routine. That's a good.
Yeah.
That.
So I think if you haven't already done it and you listen to this, just go to the website kristajohnson.com and download our free morning routine and start doing that every day.
I wonder how many times I've done that. I mean, and the morning routine, it is what all successful people do. And let's go back to what success is. It is that you create a life that fits you, that feels good for you, and that's what you truly want. And all highly successful people, they have a morning routine, because it is in the morning you decide. I mean, when you sleep, you are neutral, and then you can align to whatever you want. You can align to what you want or what you don't want. And then having the morning routine, which is, we go to gratitude. So we work on gratitude, because gratitude opens everything and it takes away fear and anger. And we focus on our goals, and then we study a little bit. As I said, I still read Think and Grow Rich. And the more I study, the more that book means a lot to me. And we meditate. Right? That is basically what we do. Meditation can be 5 minutes, it can be 10 minutes. I use a guided meditation now. I've done a lot. I think you use Bob Proctor's guided meditation.
I do.
I use Joe Dispenza meditation. I think it's called the release meditation, which resonates with me. I mean, I have used Silva methods, so different. It's just the importance of meditation is just to neutralize your mind and then be still, calm your mind. So the morning routine is a great way to start. And of course, then listen to this podcast. But my experience, I listened to a lot of podcasts. I studied books. I listened to audiobooks. I did all that. Nothing happens until you start doing, because change is not something you think about. Change is a verb. It is something you do. So what you can do today to start to live the life you truly want, and what you can do today to create freedom and stability, is to start with the morning routine, right? So we give it away for free.
Yeah.
And I think I've done it like, I don't know, 1,500 times maybe. And it definitely changed my life. So, and please subscribe to this. And if you think that this is good for someone else, then share it with them, because you might see or know people that you think, oh, I think he or she is ready for more but doesn't know how. Then feel free to do that, and follow us on social media as well. We post a lot of high value content, and we help people. That is one of the ways we help people, is to go on social media and share knowledge and how we do this every day. And everything we do is
To your success.
yeah. So have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of To Your Success podcast. Please leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. For more information on how Krista's mentoring programs can help you in your own life, visit kristajohnson.com.